Okay, Wayne Rooney's made the headlines for the wrong reasons for the first time in a while. He had a very good run in the season he's just had with DC United in the MLS, crucial part of their playoff push, and he played very, very well. For all the people mocking him for going to the US and all the people slagging off the MLS, he played very well. The team improved, they got better. They played well. He had a good season. However, he's been arrested overnight for a public misdemeanor, or public intoxication, basically, and swearing in public, which is a misdemeanor offence. When it comes to Maryland state law, that's a $250 fine minimum. I think that's the average, and it's a class 4 felony, which basically means he just has to pay a fine and do a little bit of a community service at most. Basically, our version of drunk and disorderly here in the UK. I do feel sorry for him, but he has had previous with alcohol before. He's been banned for drink driving. He's got a drink driving conviction, so he does have a history with alcohol misuse. If there is an issue there, then DC United, as his employer, need to look after him, and the MLS need to look after him. And he's not the first sportsman to be a wally like this, and he's not the first human being to be a wally like this. Many people who are not famous get done for public intoxication or drunken disorderly or disorderly conduct with the influence of alcohol. I've done it. I'm sure many other people have been pinged by the old bill or warned about their public conduct with alcohol. It happens. He is human. The thing is, he hasn't had much of a private life since he was 16, really. He's been in the press spotlight for the better part of 15 years nearly. He burst on the scene as a 16-year-old against Arsenal, scored that wonder goal. Well, I think 2 wonder goals actually against Arsenal in that game at Goodison Park. He hasn't really been out of the press spotlight since. So I think the media are blowing this out of proportion a little bit. It is on Twitter now. That is trending on Twitter now. It's only broken in the last hour or so. I do feel a bit of sympathy for him. He is human. It's not the worst drinking-related incident we've seen with professional sportsmen. It's very minor. He was just a bit drunk and a bit rowdy. And at the end of the day, it's a class 4 misdemeanor, which is basically a slap on the wrist and a small fine, which he can afford. But if there is a wider issue there, the wider issue is, yes, the use of alcohol and drugs with pro sportsmen. We've got this allegation of a high-profile England football player who's yet unnamed taking cocaine. There is an issue with the party playboy lifestyle with some a minority of pro sportsmen. There is an issue there. But Wayne Rooney, yeah, he's been arrested for public intoxication and fined. That is it. I don't see why. I mean, I'm doing a video on it because obviously the media's gone nuts for it in the last hour or so. Sky Sports News, BBC, it's on CNN. I think some of the US media carriers are carrying it. It's on Twitter now. It is trending. It is being retweeted. It is being shared and liked and commented on. So there is an interest there in what Wayne Rooney does. He was, I think, I don't know what to really make of this, but there seems to be a trend of high-profile sports athletes being under a lot of media scrutiny, under a lot of pressure, and a lot of them have got issues with alcohol and drugs. Well, whether Wayne Rooney is an alcoholic is up for Wayne Rooney to admit he's an alcoholic. But he has been banned for drink driving, so there is an issue with alcohol with the player. Let's not kid ourselves. If you're a DC United fan, what do you make of it? If you're an MLS fan, because he's an integral part of that side. I would expect DC United to sit down with him and say, look, we're here to help. I'm not sure this happens a lot in the MLS with players getting drunk and disorderly arrests and drunken misdemeanor arrests, public intoxication arrests. It's probably a very new thing for the MLS. They're probably not used to this kind of antics from players. But over here in Europe, it's quite a common thing. But it is a trend that I see in pro sport with alcohol misuse and drug misuse, recreational drug misuse, that is, by high-profile athletes. Just look at my playlists on this channel and you'll see the amount of high-profile sportsmen who've had some drink or drug-related incident. There's been a lot in the last couple of years since the channel's been going. And I've been charting, what sports seem to be worse, and there doesn't seem to be one sport that's worse than the other. It seems to be a general trend amongst high-profile, high-paid sportsmen. But there we go. Wayne Rooney's got himself in a bit of hot bother. Hopefully he can learn from it, and hopefully he, gets the help he needs. But he's been in the public eye since he was 16 years old. He hasn't really had much of a private life or his family. I'm not surprised he's had a bit too much to drink, to be honest. I think the media spotlight on him in America is less. I think that has helped him. I think He's played very well this season for DC United. He's had a new lease of life. Yes, it's a lower quality league, and we can debate that all day long, and we can argue about that all day long. But he was very instrumental in getting that team further up the league position into the playoffs, and he was very instrumental in how that team played and improved. So he's an integral part going forward. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. You know, what are your thoughts on drug and alcohol culture and party playboy culture in pro sport? I'll have some more videos for you soon, and I'll see you later.